Welcome to a new episode of The Graveyard Shift. Today, we're going to be talking about a viewer story. A phone call with a viewer from Malaysia told me his experiences and has allowed me to share it with you. This first story occurred in Penang, where he described working in a hostel. He stated that he was also given accommodation in said hostel. He had a Malay roommate at the time. The first night in the hostel was incredibly eerie. A dark aura surrounded the room, almost as a warning for things to come. Despite this, he turned off the lights and went to sleep. He was then awoken by a heaviness on his chest. He opened his eyes to see a figure directly on top of him, yelling multiple times, "Kau tahu tak, ada orang meninggal kat sini." He closed his eyes and prayed, and the yelling finally stopped. Obviously, he did not get any sleep that night. It was then revealed that a chef who worked there had a heart attack and died in the same room. His roommate also experienced disturbances in that room. Every time he tries to pray, he will get disturbed, either by sensing a presence behind him or hearing voices and sounds from the back of the room. A separate incident occurred during one evening. His roommate was heartbroken and facing a relationship dispute. The hostel had a view of the ocean and he was sitting on the docks on the beach. The viewer said that he went there to console his friend, and after a while, he decided that they should probably return to the hostel as it was getting close to Maghrib. His friend wanted another smoke before going up. As they were sitting, he stated that he left his glasses in their aforementioned room, so he wasn't able to see long distances. That's when he noticed a black figure getting closer and closer. He described the apparition to be 7 to 8 feet tall, wearing a jubah and holding a pail. He looked at them and continued to walk into the ocean, disappearing. That night, around 2:45 a.m., something happened. He had a nightmare where the same apparition dragged him into the sea. He immediately woke up and noticed his roommate awake as well. He then said that both of them had the exact same dream. Another story happened where his father told him about an incident in Gopeng, where he resided at the time. His father and mother were still newlyweds having dinner, after which he drove his wife on the road that he used to take when he was working, where he transported goods from a truck. The area back then was still developing, with many drivers having to use dirt roads to get around. The route that he took was surrounded with vegetation. As he was driving, he noticed his wife was crying. He stopped and asked what's wrong. The wife asked, "Where are her limbs? Why is there so much blood?" She then continued to cry hysterically. The viewer's grandfather is a spiritual healer, and so the father contacted him and asked for help. It was approximately 10 p.m. They then immediately started to pray. The grandfather said that she had been possessed by a spirit who was involved in an accident along the road that they were on. The whole time the wife was being treated, loud howling noises could be heard. That is it for this episode of The Graveyard Shift. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again soon.